accessibility with e-service like telemedicine, e-learning, access center to the internet for all. With that, the student discovered the potentiality of technologies. Midwives save mothers and children's farmers receive assistance, all connected with high-level center for abroad, like you see in the platform behind me. Sharing knowledge and competence. We believe this is the key of success. The year 2001, when the first InfoPoverty World Conference took place at the UN headquarters in New York, and in Milan University, where the first ICT village realized in San Ramon, Honduras, was officially presented and became a model for the WISE's 2005 in Tunis, where we realized the Bori and Tuil villages as the first ICT village in Africa, already equipped with school, digital point of care, and access center. The consensus gathered of this achievement, validated at the UN, allowed the creation of a network of more ICT villages, among which Sambaina in Madagascar stand out as the UN Millennium Village. More than 15 years have passed since then, during which this methodology was increased and put in the hand of the people with the ICT and technology tools, the capacity to have self-development. And now, even more actual, with the advent of the artificial intelligence. In this context, Africa will be the testing ground to make a revolutionary leap, overcoming practices for profit for few that are in vogue in the rich country, instead to finalize it to the social benefit for all. Given the various needs presented in African continent, only new creative solution could ensure the best future for our society. The leap is significant, and thanks to artificial intelligence and its capabilities, it will be possible to win such imminent challenges. For this reason, appreciating your expertise on the current emergency, we welcome you to the InfoPoverty program, which not only include our ICT village system, but also the new platform for food security we have created in the EWABEL project to empower rural African villages, promoting policies at the larger level for a sustainable and inclusive development. Only by keeping the flow of innovation, activating best practices for global solutions, we embark on significant results that improve the reality of men and women, the environment and institutions to create a better society, as outlined during the last InfoPoverty conference. Now, I'm very pleased to invite you to participate in the 23rd edition of InfoPoverty World Conference with the title AI Turmoil's Digital Processes, How to Act to Ensure Human Rights and Provide e-Welfare for All, scheduled for April 12 at the UN headquarters in New York and online with UN Web TV. So we intend to join the hands with you to win these epochal challenges. Best wishes and have a fruitful meeting. Thank you.
Right, so that was the special message from the president of OCAM, the Carlos Aparicio Architects. And Mr. Amjad, I'm happy. This has been the pipeline for a long period. And we are very much 23rd Info Poverty in New York.
Yeah.
All right, Ross. Thank you so very much. I think at this point, I want to just listen. Let me just take one before I come to the special talk, the talk from Professor Amjad, sir. If you don't mind, just a short one. I want to take
okay, go ahead. No problem. Yeah.
Sorry, please let me take a message from the Office of the National Commissioner, Vincent Olatunji, for the Nigeria Data Protection Commission, madam. Let me just acknowledge that office. Let's just hear briefly about it. Hello, madam. The Nigerian Data Protection Commission. All right. So, am I loud? Is the sound okay? Is my sound okay?
Now it's okay.
All right.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Please, I'd like to take a message from the Nigerian Data Protection Commission.
All right.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Very well. Very
Yes.
well. Thank you.
Yes.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chidera Ike Okonkwo, and I'm the head of innovation at the Nigeria Data Protection Commission. I'll be representing the National Commissioner and CEO of the
Madam, your sound is gone.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm here representing the National Commissioner Data Protection Commission. Let me briefly talk about what we do at the Nigeria Data Protection Commission. So we are the regulator within the space for processing of personal data. So what we do is we regulate the processing of personal data within every sector and every industry in Nigeria. We also enforce the Nigeria Data Protection Act, which was passed in June 2023. We're a roughly 2-year-old federal government agency, and I think we're very keen on first creating awareness on issues that border on data protection and privacy, and we're also keen on building capacity on issues of data protection and privacy within the ecosystem, and we do this through sustainable partnerships and collaborations between public and private entities. And we're happy to be here today to be a part of this event and to learn more about how we can contribute to the success of this event. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, and we feel proud to associate with the NDPC. In fact, some time ago, the World Summit Award planned a courtesy visit, but it would not have been possible for us to have all the innovators from across the country travel to the office in Abuja. And perhaps today, the internet has given us a level playing ground that everybody can now meet, and we can now have NDDC with us. So we are very happy to meet you. This is the courtesy visit. And of course, we can also use the innovation to meet as many other very key personalities across the country today. So thank you so very much. I think having taken that message, I want to say to Professor Amjad. I know this early morning we have to wake him up. I don't know whether he's had his tea, but
yeah, I am awake.
With me in Nigeria, and he can do this forever. But then I know he has just a very short period to catch up with his next listing for the day. So, Prof,
Okay.
let's just have it for a short period, not long.
All right. No, I'll just take only a few minutes. Thank you very much. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Okay, good. Let me see if I can share my slides. Okay, so I cannot share my slides. That's okay. So I will just talk about it. Not a problem.
You can share, sir. You can share, sir.
Okay. Or I can just talk through them. Not a problem. Let me know. Can I share my slides now? Or?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
No. Can you see my slide?
Yes, we can.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Let me make it to the slideshow. All right. Good morning from the United States. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I want to congratulate all the award winners of this consortium. I also want to thank Amos for being a very good friend over the years. Amos and I have been working on the SDGs and digital revolution for more than about 15 years by now. And in reality, I formed the ICT for SIDS partnership with the United Nations in collaboration with Amos. As you can see on the on this one slide, it shows that at present this particular partnership is involved in and is focusing on digital capacity building for small islands and developing states, and Nigeria is included in that. Over the years, we have developed several capabilities, and I'm going to go from the left to the right. So first of all, we have developed a very powerful toolkit. It's in the form of a factory that can very quickly form small organizations, support small organizations, entrepreneurship, and then once they are formed, then it supports them to this particular toolkit supports them to expand through digital transformation, through acquiring more businesses, and then partnerships at a local and global level. So the toolkit and then supports the basic technologies for the functionalities. And then there is a smart village also that we have developed that has right now about 1,400 portals from 144 countries on different topic areas. And at present, we are working on how to develop some interesting scenarios for collaboration between the members of the Smart Global Village. This Global Village is a sandbox for people from different countries to develop their own systems and test them out to see how will they work with each other. We definitely are very heavily involved in education and advising practice. And in a minute, I'm going to talk about the education part in more detail. And then we have a lab that supports different scenarios. So somebody who's just getting started and is a entrepreneur, they can use the scenario for the entrepreneurs, and then they can move on to digital transformation scenarios to the forming complete enterprises, and then collaboration between enterprises. These enterprises can be private organizations, they can be also government organizations and global organizations. So our main purpose is to rapidly introduce digital transformations to support SDGs for any organization anywhere in the world. So that's our overall focus. As you can see on the right-hand side, those are the key capabilities that we are providing. So I just want to now focus more on the education part. I'm very glad to be part of and this new organization that we are working on right now. I am currently a professor at actually I'm a founder and professor of information system engineering and management program at Harrisburg University of Science Technology in Harrisburg, United States. And we have formed a new campus. It's called HU at Dubai. It is focusing on providing first-rate STEM education. And because of the fact it is located in Dubai, which is easily reachable from Africa, I want to talk about it a bit more. So this particular campus has 4 master's level programs. And as you can see, they support very active areas of work that are the pillars of digital transformation. So there is a program in analytics that supports data sciences and healthcare informatics. The program in computer information system allows you to concentrate in cybersecurity and scientific computing. The program in information systems engineering and management. This is the program that I run. This is the ISEM program. And as you can see, it has several areas of concentration. AI for business, that is specifically focusing on AI-driven enterprises and private and public sectors. We also have coursework in and research projects in blockchains and cryptocurrencies, in cloud computing, and also for students, they want if they want to converge and merge different areas of work, so they can do that by using this build your own option. So, for example, if somebody wants to concentrate in smart cities, you don't have one technology. It's not just AI. It's not just blockchains. It's not just cloud computing. It's the convergence of all of the above, all of the technologies with IoTs and all the other technologies that are coming in. So our focus is on how do you utilize the convergence and integration of all these technologies to form cities, communities, and enterprises of the future. We also have MS in project management, because when you have these projects, you need project management skills. So the main benefits of the HU at Dubai are the number one, it is easy entrance visa that you can get. I know that many of our students from Nigeria and other parts of Africa, they would like to pursue their education in the United States, but it's very difficult to get the visa. So by going to Harrisburg University at Dubai campus, they can get a US degree, the same degree that we award to all the people who are in the United States. You can get the same degree, same education while in Dubai. This particular campus also has the special feature and benefit that it offers hybrid format of education, where you can take some courses online, but some parts of it are on site. So, for example, if you are a working professional in Nigeria, you can enroll in these programs at Harrisburg University at Dubai, and you just need to be on campus 3 times in a semester. So you can fly into Dubai for 1 day, take the attend the classes, and then come back, and the rest of the classes are delivered online. So that's a major benefit for this type of a program for furthering your STEM education. And if you have some gaps in your background that you feel that before you pursue more education in information technologies, you need to fill those gaps, we do have partnerships that allow you to transition to a IT and digital technologies type of career. So these kind of transition paths are also available for the students who have degrees in accounting and finance and healthcare and manufacturing and many other areas of work. They can take these certificates for IT officials type of courses to transition themselves into the STEM programs, and that way they have a much better chance of success. So I just wanted to share this information with you. Thank you very much for your attention. If you need more information, of course, Amos is our friend and partner. He is working with us with the HU at Dubai. You can also send the questions to the other links that you have here. So thank you very much for this opportunity. I greatly appreciate it. And back to you, Amos. You are muted. I cannot hear you, Amos, but that's
okay.
Okay.
So thank you so very much. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, great. Thank you so very much, Prof. You know, I know there's so much work that has been done in this direction. The space for ICT project is over 10 years. They're still being piloted across countries. And the space for Nigeria particularly is yet to evolve, and this will be the right time. Yeah, and this will be the right time we're going to evolve that. And I know all these are possible with the current network that we've built. And I know we hope to do more with more of the World Summit Award youth ambassadors in the country. Thank you so very much, Prof. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye.
Bye. Merci beaucoup. Thanks, sir. So at this stage, please, let me just welcome my very good friend, my colleague, and the former MD of Wema Bank, Adebisi Ademola. I don't know what title to add to his name. I wish bankers were able to do this. It would have been better, but then it's not dishonorable, but very respectfully, Ademola Adebisi, former MD of Wema Bank. ever young, ever handsome. I would have gotten Professor Wadia in this session so I can create a teacher-student scenario. You're welcome, sir.
Well, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Well, I guess we have people from all over the world, so let me just say good day. My name is Demola Adebishe. As Memos said, he was my classmate in computer department at Unilag, University of Lagos, several years ago. I am the immediate past managing director of Wema Bank. I retired retired but not tired. Retired last year, and I've been into a number of things since then. I just released my memoir, sharing my experience, my insights over the last, since birth, I would say, but more specifically over the last 33 years.
So sorry, my brother, I'm interrupting you. I'm so sorry, my brother, I'm interrupting you, but this message is for all the UN World Summit Awards for Nigeria. Please, if you have any questions, put your questions for anybody in the chat box, and we'll be engaging them. Please, Madimola, go ahead. But then if I ask, what is the title of bankers, especially at the level of an MD? So one can rightly put you. Politicians say honorable. Are you honorable?
I'm just Mr. I'm just Mr. Well, it's a conservative profession, so really, we're just Mr. That's okay.
Oh, great. Excellent.
As I was saying, I'm involved in a lot of technology initiatives, part of which was by the way, I'm also an accountant, a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, and I'm an MBA as well from the Lagos Business School. I've been on a number of projects, part of which when I was in Wema Bank, of course, all of you probably know the award-winning, the first fully digital bank in Nigeria, Alert. I was part of the team that put Alert together.
Another point of information, please, the World Summit Award Youth Ambassadors for Nigeria, Wema Bank MD is actually a World Summit, and please, I have Asabo here, Asabo David. The Wema Bank MD, Adebishe Ademola, is actually a World Summit Award national nominee on alert.ng. So please, let me say hello, everybody here. Alert.ng is a World Summit Award national nominee for Nigeria.
Okay, great.
Please go ahead.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Alert is the first fully digital bank in Nigeria, and what we did was to ensure that we continue with the innovation. We started the hackathon on a yearly basis, and our focus really has been the youth. And that is why I think this audience is ambassadors.
Can't we chat person around here? Okay, that's the problem. Okay.
I think you need to mute. Somebody's okay. So as I said, we started the annual hackathon, which we engage the youths to come up with to try to solve societal problems. In fact, in terms of our sustainability, the mantra that we have is trying to use technology to solve societal problems. And the key areas that we focus on are education, agriculture, of course, banking, and entertainment. Basically, we encourage the youth, leveraging the energies of our youth to come up with solutions in these areas. And it's been an annual event. I think it's probably about 4 or 5 years now. And it's been growing. And one of the things we've done is that from that pool, we've been able to generate, we've been able to develop entrepreneurs. We've been able to get people, fill our tech team with people from that hackathon. And it's been quite an experience. I see a lot of energy in our youth, and as in the WSA Youth Ambassadors, I think you have a great opportunity ahead of you with the WSA arrangements. to ensure that and the focus in the rural areas, I think, is the opportunities are humongous, So really, I think my objective here, basically this evening, is to encourage us all to always strive for excellence in everything that we're doing. Innovation is not something that is a one-stop event. It's a continuous thing. It's a live process. You keep innovating every day, and that is why a lot of disruptions are happening by the second now. So really, for us, I think it's an opportunity, and I want to commend the WSA for this initiative. It's good to be here. And I want to congratulate my friend for the work of giving back to society. Amos, well done. Thank you very much. I'll stop at this point.
Yes, thank you so very much. Yeah, thank you so very much. And thank you for the initial, innovation for digital banking in Nigeria. Is my voice okay? Okay. Right. I, at this point, want to hear from Mr. Atabo David. He is the youth of all youths in Africa. Mr. Atabo David.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Check how young and handsome he is too.
Just briefly, I really appreciate everyone for taking our time to be in this conference. And I'm even more happy that I have a lot of the youth ambassadors online now. And it's a very big privilege to be among you people, because just like Mr. Amos said, I'm still very young. I consider myself as a youth ambassador as well, So giving this kind of opportunity to listen to great people in the industry like Mr. Demola and everyone that has spoken before him, there are a lot of things I'm learning even now. Even like Ms. Chidera mentioned, I really needed to know. It was 2 days ago, I was asking myself, what is Nigeria doing about data protection? In the age of AI, where your data is everywhere and you don't even know what is real, what is fake. Yesterday, I saw some videos for Soro by OpenAI, where you can give a prompt and it makes a video for you. And I'm like, what is getting to a point where you need to see something with your grow eyes before you believe? Because somebody can make a video of something you didn't do, and you'll be inside the video and you can't defend this except, let's say, somebody was there physically to see you. So data protection is a very key department or key sector, the way we are moving in Nigeria. And I'm very happy that we have people from that sector in the network. So Mr. Amos, thank you very much for everything you've been doing. Like I said, you are my Oga, because you've been in this network even before I knew the network. And I'm very much impressed with what you do and what everyone that has spoken is doing, and especially what my youth ambassadors have been doing across the country. We are barely a year, but from the reports I've gotten from some of the youth ambassadors, it's very impressive. And it makes me happy that I didn't select the wrong people. The people that are programs to select people for, and you never hear from them again because they're just in the network to get certificates. But I can tell you that most of the youth ambassadors, especially from Nigeria, have been very proactive. And every day I get emails on, oh, can we do this initiative? Can we do this and that? And I'm quite very impressed, especially when you know that they're not getting paid, but they are very much proactive. They want to give out to the society. They want to use their skills and knowledge to benefit the community. And I'll just use these opportunities to plead with the government, civil servants in the house. If there's anything you can do to support the youth, please, you should. we are not the youths don't have the money to come up with a project for federal government or state governments. No, I mean, we are ready to give you our skills. We're ready to give you our time. If there's a program, if there's an initiative that the states or local government or even federal government can support the youth with, I would really like to advocate for that. Please try to use your office to make the most you can, because if you leave your office now, tomorrow someone else will come, but the youth are still the youth, and Nigeria is still Nigeria. So the best time when we have the tools, when we have the power to make the change, I advocate that let's try to use it when we can. Aside from that, thank you very much again, Mr. Amos, and all the youth ambassadors for organizing this event. And I hope to learn more, just like I've done so far. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, Mr. Tabo. Thank you so very much. And also in the house, I just observed Architect Pio Paulo Saporito in the house. We just took his message. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. That's the president of OCAM. Wow. Yeah, great. I wanted to just confirm if the node is active. I have in the house Architect Pio Paulo Saporito. I want to confirm. We just took his message, but the love is so much that he has to be in Nigeria and he's here virtually. So if you're up, let's have you. And then to the World Summit Youth Ambassadors, please, if you have any questions, please drop them in the house so that we can take them and ask the relevant special guests. Okay. While I see, I wait to confirm if our president from OCAM is there. I will just continue. And next, I want to hear from because there's something called National Committee. Summit has opened.
Amos.
How are you, sir? Bro.
Yes,
said,
but
yes.
it's a bad connection, but we have sent a statement on video. Can
Excellent.
you use that?
Yeah, we have used that already. I'm so happy to have you also live at the event. So thank you. You're welcome, sir.
Yes,
we had a session.
I try to follow, but it's not a good connection. And
great. So I think the ICT village.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So thanks for your presence. We're happy to have you. Professor Amjad also just completed his speech, and everybody wishes well for the.
Hi, Pio Paulo. Good to see you.
Oh,
hear your voice. Yeah.
Oh, good. Thank you so very much. Sorry, Mr. Jide Aware is actually a pioneer member of the National Pre-Selection Committee. Mr. Jide Aware.
Yes, good day to everybody, and it's good to be here again. I say again because this has been going on for several years, in fact, over a decade now.
Yes.
And I want to commend the WSA National Expert, Mr. Amos. I want to commend all those who have been collaborating with him, the experts that have spoken so far. It's really an international collaboration that is trying to bring our youth, Nigerian youth, to expose their innovations, get them to the global stage, and see how they can use that to transform the nation. So I'm happy that this time you are focusing on the rural area, which is an area that really requires attention, because if we really want to have a digital transformation of the country, they cannot definitely be left behind. The agriculture is talking about food, because from the rural areas mainly, and so how can we use AI? So I'm really encouraged that through this process, we'll be able to get innovations that will help us in the rural areas, make the rural areas more attractive, make them more productive, more fruitful, and help us in terms of the challenges that Nigeria has to address. Then the second thing I want to also commend you for is bringing on the NDPC, the Data Privacy Commission, because I think that this is probably the first time they'll be part of this session. Definitely, one of the concerns as we are using AI, as we are going into data more, exploiting data more, to improve situation, to improve the rural areas, we have to be concerned that there is data privacy. We have to make sure that there is data protection, that there is trust in the digital economy. Lack of trust and really affect progress. So I want to commend you for bringing the NDPC on board as well, because this is a task that requires collaboration. And I really want to say that keep up the good work. I'm here to listen. And if there are any questions, I'm ready to answer questions. But I think that's all I have to say. Just a goodwill message. Thank you for inviting me and be great to be part of this program. Well done, Mr. Amos and programmer.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Jide Awe, the MD and CEO of GDOR Systems. He's a fellow of the Nigerian Computer Society and a big-time industry expert. And I'm also very proud he sees this vision and has been going it for over 10 years. And we're talking about a decade and a half. And all we do is just to leverage in a proper consortium that can deliver our country from rural to urban, from the poor to the rich. And of course, we should be able to sustain this. And if I have the time to really expose all of us to what Nigeria has done in the last 15 years, we will marvel. But the next is that, is the Nigerian government there? Is the Nigerian government there to do the right thing? We have actually expressed and sent our communications ahead of some of these processes, especially we've engaged with the Office of the Honorable Minister for Communication and Digital Innovation and Digital Economy. And I'm particularly in that loop, and I'm happy the office and the president of OCAM is here. We may not have received any response as we speak. I'm sure last year, I do not have to be a politician. I do not have to wear colors of political parties. I do my thing the way it is from the private sector, and that we go to deliver and get our results and sustain up to this point. So we are happy that the president of OCAM is with us. Even the lead architect of the UNICD for SEED project is also here, and he has even spoken in his late paper. And this actually goes to show that Nigeria has been near its solutions in a very long time. But the issue is that we've never been ready, because we have cultural issues, we have, so many issues that have actually cost us so much as we speak. And we cannot stop but innovate to get ourselves out of the issues. And this is why I'm proud to have all the UN World Summit Award ambassadors, which I want to actually recognize at this point. But let me actually mention that in the house, I have a friend. In fact, I don't know, he should please describe and be able to say more about himself. At a point, I was just using one word to describe him, but so many things have happened after he left the US Embassy in Nigeria, in Lagos, and he's been into several other things that he does, and I'm sure he should be able to see the need to want to interact with the World Summit Award family here to see the vision and the dream to help us protect this, because between now and 2030, the World Summit Award being put all together in the concept we call the innovation-based AI, we want to drive AI across every sector. We want to drive AI across so many things to improve people's lives. And we are doing this from the rural. Every member here who is a UN World Summit Award has a direct message to his native land, his ghetto, where he comes from, even when he's in Lagos. So we need to think about our various origins. How can I improve the innovation development capacity of youth coming up in my local environment? Everybody in this place, we have winners of the award. We have people who are doing some technical things to get the award done, and we've actually put it, and we want to, improve the network by these young people that we have. And in the house, I have the head of house. Head of house, please say hi and just speak a bit about yourself.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Hope you can hear me. Am I audible? Can you all hear me?
Very well, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone, for joining. It's a great privilege to be the head of house, and I will start by appreciating everyone. Thank you, everyone. My name is Boluwatife Agbono, the head of house for WSA Nigeria Network. Also a personal development coach, and I'm currently a legislative mentorship initiative fellow initiated by the current chief of staff of the president of Nigeria. And I recently graduated from the Teach for Nigeria Fellowship, where I solved the problem of educational inequity for a period of 2 years. And during this time, I started EduDiet Initiative and Bovi Global Communication, which seeks to promote youth development. I'm a real estate consultant, helping individuals secure affordable and flexible properties. That's just a little bit about myself. So at this juncture, I would like to introduce our important dignitaries for today. And the first important dignity that will be introducing is the CEO.
Head of house, we will not get into that yet, please. We've gone past that. Don't worry, please.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir. My last statement, I want to implore everyone here and also the government officials and dignitaries to please support our youth. Our youth are doing amazingly well in the rural communities. That we should support our youth and use their good office to support our youth. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, head of house. Do we have the deputy head of house? I understand a bit under weather. The secretary?
He's unavoidably absent.
Yes. I got the news just about now. The secretary, Al-Bashir, is in the house. Lamba, Kaduna?
Yes, Lamba.
Is Lamba on stage? Please just say your word about now before I move to the next segment. Queen Esther Hogan, what state? Queen Esther?
Sir, I'm also online.
Queen Esther Hogan. Okay, who else?
Yes, I'm online. I don't know if you can hear me.
Okay, please go ahead, I can hear you.
All right, so my name is Al-Bashir Ishaq Ibrahim, and I'm the secretary for the head of house WSA Nigeria.
What state? Your state, let's know where you're from.
Yes, I'm based in Maiduguri, the capital of Borno State. So I work with Zoa International as digital skills specialist. I also want to start by registering my sincere apology for joining a bit late, though I was here right from the beginning of the event. So next, I will want to appreciate all the dignitaries that spared their time to join and share their knowledge, expertise, and experiences with us. We are really grateful, and we want to thank all of you for giving us this wonderful opportunity. So I don't have much to say, but I equally have one call to all of you. Basically, we are doing a lot in this country. So for someone like me, I'm based in the northeastern part of this country, which was hit by the Boko Haram insurgency for over 13 years. And we have been trying our best to empower the marginalized group, especially through digital innovation. So for most of you that are leaders in this industry, as our head of house have mentioned, and as David Atabo have also mentioned, we want your support. We are doing quite a lot. All we need to do is to map out ourselves as the youth and then collaborate. And we need this kind of support and even more. Thank you very, very much. I don't want to take much of your time. And I really appreciate our National Expert for organizing this wonderful event. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, Al-Bashir. Thank you so much. I will take some parts of the World Summit. I'll come back to you. Let me just get back to the stage. Let me hear from Mr. Olufemi Olapega, a health innovator from the UK. Is it the same time I would have said good evening or good afternoon?
Yeah, it's about the same time, just a 1 hour difference with the Nigerian time. I hope everyone can hear me.
Very clear, very clearly.
Oh, excellent, excellent. And thanks so much for having me here. It's nice to interact with innovators. You know, they say that ICT is the in thing. You know, that's what you hear everywhere. So, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and fellow tech enthusiasts, it is with great pleasure and excitement that I extend my warm welcome to each and every one of us at this WSA Youth Ambassador event. As we gather here today, we are just not attendees, but participants in a collective celebration of innovation, progress, and boundless opportunities, technology offers us. In a world where technology permeates every aspect of our lives, community engagement like this would provide us the platform to brainstorm and explore the endless potentials that lies ahead. Like in more advanced climates that we see in movies and all, the government of today appreciates technology. Okay, and you can see an unprecedented, you can see the technology, you can see the push for a digital economy, such that you have the opportunity to expand into the rural areas as we are discussing here today. There are huge opportunities, as I would say. Many of the let me say a few of the organizations that I've interacted with here will tell you the competition is very tight, and they are looking for new markets to push in products. And really, these new markets are the SIDs, as Prof mentioned, you know, where things are still growing, you know, they're not so much happening. So I believe we have a platform that's a lot of organizations or a lot of environments are looking for, and we should actually embrace, champion these things. So beyond the dazzling arrays of innovation, tech gymnastics and gizmos and all these buzzwords that you hear all over the place, the spirit of collaboration and community truly sets events like this apart. And I think we should it is an opportunity to explore this. We can connect and share expertise and experience so we can reach greater heights. So let us embrace this opportunity with open minds. Let's ask questions. Some of us have, with Prof and the other people here, some have individually over 40 years, 50 years experience in this field. They've seen the length and breadth of it. You know, we can enjoy such exposure. As we embark on this journey together, let us not forget the incredible responsibility that comes with it. Let us strive to use technology not just for profits, but for the betterment of our society as a whole. Let us be mindful of the ethical implications of our work, and let's work tirelessly that technology is used as a force for good. In closing, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to you all for being here today. Your presence here is a testimony to your commitment to driving positive change through technology. And I do not doubt that together, we will accomplish great things. On the last note, while we mostly would ask and plead that the government supports the youth, I would say another way to look at things would be to innovate in such a way that you need little or less of government, okay? I think I have a lot of experience in the public space. And I can tell you for nothing, beyond the ask and the advocacy, there is need for innovation in between the lines, so that real technology can come to the limelight. Thank you, and let the collaboration begin.
Thank you so very much, Olufemi Olapegba. Once a programmer star, ever a programmer star. I'm so happy. Olapegba there actually did his youth service in programmers. How many decades ago? How old are you now?
That's about 18 years now.
That's okay. Thank you so very much there. I'm happy for what you do. Please, let me actually recognize Mr. Nayo at this point. Please also come to everyone. Mr. Nayo Agu, and I don't know, he's been there. I don't if you guys have heard about U.S. Embassy in Lagos. Origin, how it started, is being by Mr. Nayo Agu. He will speak for himself. Please unmute, sir. You have the floor.
Amos, I just wanted to wish everybody the best of luck. I'm going to have to leave. Thank you very much for this opportunity. My congratulations and great admiration for all the work that's going on. Best of luck to everyone.
Thank you so very much, sir. And best of regards to the Harrisburg family. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir. Let's have you, sir. Hey, that big man. Okay, you can unmute, sir. You can unmute yourself, sir. Yeah, great.
Can you hear me now?
Very well, sir.
Okay, sorry, I'm using my phone. I have some problems with my main machine, the iPad, but I think you can see me maybe appearing the image smaller or something like that. The important thing is my voice.
No, but you are good.
Thank you for the invitation. It's my deep pleasure and honor to be here and to join you once more. Last year, I was part of your program. This year, I'm back. When you were speaking, when you are making a general comment, by the way, I'm already introduced. I'm not going to go into my history and all that because that's not why we're here. It's just enough to say, yes, that I spent 2 decades plus running the once most famous ICT events in the continent, really, the C2 exhibition, which was the flagship of the U.S. mission in Nigeria, in particular the U.S. Commercial Service. Through that event, we grew the Nigerian market. We can literally say that we grew the ICT market in Nigeria without any apologies. Whatever this economy has become today, one can safely say that it was done by the U.S. Commercial Service. And I can also raise my 2 hands and say that I played a very significant role doing that. I've known Emmanuel for, is that close to 20 years. As a matter of fact, my children benefited from his restlessness and innovation. The last one just graduated, telecom engineer, doing his youth service as we speak. So I can speak from experience about who he is. I can also speak from experience about his consistency and honesty of purpose. I can also speak from experience about what's done for the Nigerian market, whether you are looking at it from the stock market and those two-day financial transactions, or just looking at it from education and empowerment and the youth empowerment. As a matter of fact, the youth empowerment we are talking about now had a background, really, because it's actually started with small children. I think whether they are kids from primary school or secondary school. So he has a long history behind him about empowerment. it is also why I'm surprised that he's getting angry that government is not supporting him, or getting frustrated that governments are not doing what they are supposed to do.
Because
or maybe the public sector.
Because just like the colleague just said, I don't have to think of government to proceed to do my work. You are gone.
Yes, you can talk about government. All I'm just saying is that don't be worked up by government or government slowness. Government is an ass. They may be there, but you need to continue to do it. You need to continue to hammer it. You need to create your success stories, because nothing succeeds like success. As you are inch by inch every year recruiting more people, more youths, who, by the way, will be the leaders of tomorrow, who will be in the key strategic positions in the next 5-10 years. These people that you have here will be the people who actually be dictating what's happening in government. So you are not losing, you're actually winning. It takes time. I do not know any of your economy where it takes just one night to create a magic, especially when you are looking at the kind of impact that you have in mind. Again, if we just go back briefly to the history of CTO, which we are part of, remember that it took more than 5 years, even for people to begin to recognize CTO as a significant event, even though it was run by the US government. When we started it, we had less than 20 companies in attendance. It was just a brief seminar and workshop, and it grew from there into what it became a major behemoth on information and technology promotion, exhibition, and seminars. So my key and parting word really is that you are doing brilliantly well. Your team, you are doing brilliantly well. You are touching lives across the country. The gentleman that spoke just a little while ago said he was speaking from Borno State, where Boko Haram started. So if you are getting people from Borno and across Nigeria to buy into what you are talking about, and today you are now talking about rural development and empowerment, you are now talking about how do we leverage AI, technology as a whole, because sometimes we also forget the fact that technology is just a tool, okay? And tools have always existed. What matters is what challenges are we dealing with and what tools do we have? That's where the importance of AI comes in. Today, AI can make all the difference between the kind of education we have in our rural communities or to what you can become. With AI, you can change the paradigm in how education is promoted in our rural communities. You can also change the paradigm in how agriculture is promoted, commercial agriculture is promoted. The same way, the most challenging difficulty that we're facing is security. AI and technology as a whole, not policemen standing with AK-45, is the solution that you need. Because if you can power these people with intelligence, if you can also help them to dictate locations of the criminals and the bandits that are giving us horror, if you can use technology also to target and then wipe these people out, you would have actually taken care of the frustrations that our police force and other security agencies are facing. You are also taking care of the nightmares many communities across the country are facing. So for me, I think my word to you, or my encouragement to you and everyone here is that it takes time. Rome was not built in a day, as we often say, but you are making tremendous progress. 30 people or close to that are here. And these are 30 ambassadors. These are 30 foot soldiers everywhere. Plus those of us who are your cheerleaders, those who believe in you, have been with you because we believe in what you are doing. So I'm just saying, don't get angry, because when you get angry, you lose your focus. When you get angry, you get frustrated. When you get angry, you might say the wrong things. And so if it is one person from government that is here, you are winning. And I know that you have mentioned a couple of people who are in government from the public sector who are also participating. So you are winning. It might look slow. Again, like I said, government is an ass. Movement takes time, but eventually when the momentum starts, you will be shocked, by what can be done within a very short space of time. I thank you and encourage you to keep on keeping on, because the truth of the matter is that you are winning. You are winning. Don't get your score by looking at maybe what your colleagues are doing in the UK, in the United States, and elsewhere in China. Our environments are different. But I can tell you that you are making more impact here because why? You are touching people who ordinarily wouldn't even hear or know anything about technology. You are reaching out to people who don't have the basics, the absolute basics. Okay? And that's the most important thing. And also always remember to look back at the mileage you have covered. Look back, the people that you have touched. Just some minutes ago, the gentleman that spoke with a lot of authority and self-confidence was your student. And he said he was your student 18 years ago. And 18 years later, he's still here. So what kind of victory again do you want? 20 years back ago, you were attending my seminar. I am now attending your seminar. So what victory are you talking about? So if you're expecting Nigerians, all of us, to stay on stage and come here, no, you are missing the point. Most changes, whether in business, private sector, or public sector, come by just a bunch and a half of people who don't just only believe, but also are convinced. That's why we call them change agents. We don't call them change multitudes, because it never happened, that way. One person will ignite it, then the multitude would come. But you have to, first of all, do it, be convinced about it, share your visions as you are sharing, show consistency so that people can then buy into your vision, buy into your purpose. That's what, remember, Martin Luther King said, I have a dream. But before people followed him with that his dream, he's preached in churches, preached in chapels, led movements, street movements, county movements, beaten, tortured, and all that. And all that because he remained consistent and he remained steadfast. And then he was able to move the unstoppable number that caused the movement and the resolution that the human rights movement has become, not just in the US, but around the world. So in technology, you are our own Martin Luther King. I bless you and encourage you to keep on keeping on. And to everybody listening to me, thank you so very much. I've taken more time than 2 minutes that I was going to speak, but I am happy that I have this opportunity. I'm happy that we're all here, and I'm happy and believe Nigeria has a bright future because Nigeria is a prosperous nation. We have problem leadership, but we are conquering it bit by bit. Every house I know of, it doesn't matter whether it's a skyscraper, is built one block at a time. And that's what we are doing here. And you are doing it so incredibly well. Thank you so very much. Thank you.
Thank you. I can't thank you well enough, but then thank you so much. Thank you so much. That touches me. And I'm grateful. Your advice is actually part of my mechanism, and I use that as the algorithm to drive what I do. And that's where I get my contentment from. Thank you so very much. Let me, at this juncture, please welcome my dear friend from Pakistan. I can see I'll be able to get another great innovator and a mentor. So in fact, this session is currently covered by Fireflies, and this project has been covered by Fireflies. Like I said, Fireflies as a note-taker product, for which I'm going to talk about it. That is used in Zoom, and they have relationship with several other products across the world. We have the mentor to the producers, and one of them is a Nigerian, and that product will be on the World Summit platform very soon. Permit me to welcome Mr. Isaac Udotong. Mr. Isaac Udotong, just say hi, sir. I'll still come back to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel Amos, for this great conference. Whenever you organize something, you always make it great. So you're not associated with mediocrity. You as a visionary leader, it was Henry Kissinger who said that, one of the purpose of a leader is to lead his people from where they are and to where they have never been. And that's exactly what you've done as a leader in the technology space. You are leading Nigeria, leading Africa from where we are, where we found ourselves, to where we want to be. I listened to Anayo Agu speaking. Very, very great to meet with him. And going back to 1987, 1988, Anayo Agu comes to my office. I go to meet him at the United States Embassy. It's been a very, 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 very long time coming to meet with him.
And you disappeared.
It's just wonderful. I mean, I was looking at his face. At that time, he was a young man. I also was a young man. Now I'm coming to see ourselves, with having children and grown up and looking at our face. How nice it is, to be alive, to see what happens after 30 years. And
I know.
It's really, really wonderful. But I sincerely want to commend Mr. Emmanuel Amos for this a great thing that he has done, touching life from the beginning, from the roots. And it's life, it's not just an event, but you are building life, from the basic. And like Mr. Agu said, I mean, the sky is the limit, because centuries and you really, like he captured it and talking about Martin Luther King. This is exactly what you have done by, building it in a way that it cannot be destroyed, because you are building it into the heart. You are building it into the life of the people. And look at we now, 30 years after, we can still come back to say, yes, the thing that you did, the vision, the foundation that you laid in promoting innovation has been great, and it is relevant today and will continue to be relevant tomorrow. Long after we are gone, this will continue to be remembered for generations yet unborn. On who were the pillars, who laid the foundation, who did the groundwork to build life, to encourage innovation, and your name will be there on the sands of time. So thank you so much. I'm very, very pleased. Back then there was no fireflies, but today we have fireflies. I found AI was not even an important theme. I remember, your UN embassy program. If AI was important, it would have been there. But if you go back and say there was nothing,
it didn't exist.
Never mentioned. But at best, we used to call it expert system, but it wasn't a big thing.
Yeah.
But here are we today. AI, through this innovation, has come on board and is actually being deployed in this meeting, like Mr. Amos has said. And I'm very, very thankful to you, and thank you for all the people that have encouraged you. It doesn't have to, the encouragement doesn't have to come from the top, from the president, but whoever it is that gave you encouragement at moments of distress, at moments where you look back and say, look, am I able to continue on this mission? May God bless those people that reach out to you and say, look, go on. You are on the right path. Keep on encouraging these youth on innovation. You're building on the solid foundation. And, like Jesus said, if you build upon the rock, the rain may come, the storm may come, but the house on the rock stand fast. So this is exactly what you've done, on this space of innovation. I've been a witness, and I want to commend you for what you have done over the years. The people you have recognized, the youth you have empowered, on this path of innovation, and God bless you. I remember even one of my mentor, my mentee, Clement Udotong, who was working then as my engineer. I trained him from the grassroots, leaving secondary school. He said, I'm not going to the university. I would just, I want to learn from you, from what you are doing, from hands-on. So I brought him, taught him, and he began to fix a computer, begin to do things, such that even when master degree holders from the University of Lagos come into Egerton, Clement was the one teaching them on how to be hands-on. I can tell you right now that even Clement, coming down to the United States, he continued on that path, and he actually borrowed the term innovation. If you go to his website, where he's now building cell phones and building laptops and things like that, he uses the word innovation. And where did that come from? It's from you. So he picked up the innovation. So innovation is our focus. So that's how he has been able to build a cell phone manufacturing facility in Atlanta, Georgia. So, I mean, you have a lot of fruit, a lot of life that you have touched, and is yielding, is bearing fruit, and will continue so for generations yet to come. So on our own part here on our Egerton, arriving in the United States, we continue on that path, continue to work for the government. Yesterday, I spoke to some group of officers in the Nigerian Army, and I told them, look, that was my first client, automation of the Nigerian Army headquarters in Lagos. And then from there, we move on to NDA in Kaduna, do the same thing, begin to train even the soldiers on how to be hands-on in fixing computers, in innovating, so that it's not a matter of buying to use, but our soldiers, our military, can actually have hands-on to fix on their computer, program it in the way they want to solve our problem. Just like you have a military in the United States, in Europe, being at the leading front. So we did that. We started with that innovation. And coming here in the United States, I continued in the same way, working both for the government, both for private sector, with top organizations like NASA, and many innovative groups, both in the government, in creating that innovation, while also building the capacity of our children, right from our laboratory that we set up here in our basement. We begin to engage in competition with our children as early as 10 years old, 5 years old. In fact, one of the things that I would like to say, I made sure my children, once you turn the age of 5, you should be able to build your own radio. Not a matter of going to the shop to buy toys or buy gadgets. They said, no, we can build it ourselves. So we're able to build things like even lunar crawler right in our basement to try to innovate and get these children. Each of them were able to build their own radio at the age of 5. We got transistors, we got all the components, and begin to build from here, and then encourage them to engage into competition. Like one of the competition, like my first son, the founder of Fireflies now, engaged in was what we call Invent America competition, which is held for children in middle school, children in high school. You engage them in competition. Fortunately, we had one of the teachers that was the chairman of such a program on encouraging youth and encouraging children to invent here, who was here in the St. Vincent School District here in the United States. So I got my son to enter into that Invent America competition, and he came number 2 all over the country, all over the United States, inventing music digital stand. Basically, a music stand that you can use your foot to foot mouse. People don't know that there's a mouse that you can use your foot you can operate a mouse. Why people already know that you can use your hand to move a mouse on the screen. But if your hands are busy playing music instrument like guitar or piano, your hands are busy. So how can you use your hands that is using to play the music instrument at the same time in moving the mouse where you want to turn the page of the music? So we have to invent a mouse that you can use your foot to operate the mouse, a foot mouse, while your hands are free to play the music instrument, your foot can be used, in turning the page where you want to go to the next page of the music. So this, we call it Digistan, musical Digistan. And so that innovation by my son won him #2 position in the United States on a competition, innovation, Invent America competition. And from there, we begin to go to the next level, down to him entering into MIT, taking place in governor competition. And from there, he entered into MIT to do aerospace engineering, because at that time I was already working with NASA, and then being invited by the school to come and share the stories of how what NASA is doing in the space, in the moon, in the galaxies. So I sharing that story with their class right at the middle school. They were very enthusiastic, and he picked up the desire that, okay, this NASA thing that my dad is working, I'm going to do aerospace engineering. So that's what led him to do aerospace engineering at MIT. And even right at MIT, what can be done to push the boundary? We were still interacting. What can we do? As a time when the MIT gave out Bitcoin to each student in MIT was given 1 Bitcoin. You know what? That time the Bitcoin was $100 for 1 Bitcoin. So MIT can afford to give all students $100 each, 1 Bitcoin, and tell them, look, this Bitcoin was and ask, we just don't want you to go and spend it, but find a way, what can you do with this Bitcoin that will change life, that will affect the world? So my son called me, Sam called me and said, look, Dad, we got a competition here. We have to innovate. What can we do? What can I do with this Bitcoin? I think I can create an app that will enable people to spend their Bitcoin. As at that time, there was no app. There was no Coinbase. All those platforms never existed. So he started working on it. Okay. Like now, if I send you to go and pick a McDonald's, rather than rewarding you with something, I can give you a little piece of my Bitcoin as a reward for you to go and pick a McDonald's for me. If you go and attend lecture in the class and I'm not there, and you want to share that lecture note with me, I can reward you for giving me that lecture note with a small piece of a Bitcoin. So this is how the idea came up, gradually building up and forming, the MIT Unmanned Aerial Vehicle Club, and manning those clubs, and doing delivery in MIT. That's how innovation begin to build up in SAM, until eventually, from the word fireflies, doing a delivery at the same time, and studying aerospace, unmanned aerial vehicle, combining with Bitcoin. His Bitcoin app that he built ended up winning the MIT award, awesome award at MIT. And then from there, it began to build up. That's how we have Firefly came to exist, that we have today. That's won global award, and it has won Forbes 30 under 30 award, and many other awards across the world, published by the Perennial magazine, published by the Bloomberg, all the leading publication, MIT, and so forth, have showcased Firefly. Even it's been deployed. The royal family in the United Kingdom is using it. Her Majesty, the Queen of England, wrote a letter appreciating fireflies. A firefly has been used to write a book for Princess Diana. And if you go to the Amazon today and begin to search Princess Diana, you'll see a book published by Firefly as a first book. The first AI published book was done by Firefly from archives of species that Princess Diana was giving during her lifetime in many, many parts of the world. Archive of those species, Firefly was able to go in, retrieve those species, format them, transcribe them, paginate them to be able to form a book that is now available in Amazon. Same also, even when His Majesty Prince Philip died, Firefly was attending all those programs. During the COVID-19, Firefly was highly used, deployed to help in all the meetings, all the summaries that were done during the COVID. And some United Nations meeting, World Bank meeting, Firefly has attended. Today, 1 in every 5 students in the United States uses Fireflies to attend classes. So being deployed in education, deployed in many, many various areas. And in Nigeria too, the same tool is now penetrating into education, into government, into private sector. So this is the success that we can have. But all that comes from innovation, from the foundation you are laying to the youth. Now it can now affect the entire world. I'm very, very happy. I'm very pleased to be in this platform.
Thank you so very much.
I appreciate you and I appreciate
so
all the
much.
people that you've mentored. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so very much, there. Thank you for honoring us at your early time. I didn't even know whether you've had your tea yet. I was being mindful of time zones. And please, that's why I want to attend to my friend from Pakistan. He's been here since the beginning of the program. And one other person really couldn't make it because it was midnight and it got so bad. That is Dr. Daniela Piwi. He actually sent her apology from Singapore. And let me just hear from Aslan Dawood. He's actually our content person on our Innovation Bed AI going forward. And he has so much he's going to be useful for on that incubation tool. Aslan.
Hi. Hello and good evening, everyone, and good afternoon. And thank you very much, Amos, for giving me this opportunity to actually talk about a little bit about digital marketing. By the way, I really enjoyed this whole session and the whole talk. And thank you very much, everyone, for participating into this session. So greetings from my side. My name is Aslan Dawood, and I am a digital marketing specialist. I do have like 8 years of experience in digital marketing. I have served various industry sectors that includes education, restaurants, real estate, financial services, taxation, software, and retail. I'm also working with the Harrisburg University, Dubai, as their representative. So Amos and I both share a common bonding as well. So Amos is promoting Harrisburg University Dubai programs in Nigeria, and I'm responsible to promote Harrisburg University Dubai's program in Pakistan and Nepal as well. So I think this whole recruitment thing's going very well for us, but I just want to take like 5 minutes or more than, or like even shorter, to actually talk about our plan. Is to actually launch a digital marketing through AI, a certification program, especially in Nigeria. So me and Amos are working for it to implement this program. And since we are talking about the AI and its future, so I believe it's the best thing to bring this course into the table, because every business right now, no matter how big or how small, they need digital marketing for brand awareness or to increase sales. So I think this is the best methodology that any business can use to increase their sales, because little do everybody knows that any company can launch their marketing campaign starting from even $20 a month. So if we talk about the certificate program that we are going to launch in Nigeria, it will be for the beginners and the advanced level, and a student from every background can join this certificate program. But it would be best for the entrepreneurs, marketing managers, and the business managers to learn about the best practices of digital marketing. And so this program will be structured lead. I will be the instructor, of course, and I'll teach you all the best practices of the digital marketing. And it will include quizzes, assignments, and the hands-on experimentation on the one of the best marketing tools which are available online at the moment. So we will cover from planning till the implementation part of the marketing. So we will cover the AI, how we can use ChatGPT for the purpose of digital marketing. We will be creating website, social media, Google Ads, social media campaigns, Google Analytics, and then I will also teach you how we can actually integrate our whole business or our website through a HubSpot CRM, which is one of the most popular CRM system available around the globe. And I will also teach you how students, especially from Nigeria, can win their clients online using online platforms like Freelance, Upwork, and many other platforms which are available. So once you complete this certificate program, by the end of the day, you will have your own complete digital marketing plan for your business. You will have complete running e-commerce website. You will have a fully integrated HubSpot system so that you can record every activity of your clients. And I will also give you like a list of 400 international clients to start with, so that you can start and operate your business anywhere across the globe. So this is all from my side. This is the latest news that I want to bring into this table, that me and Amos are actually working uh, to start this program as soon as possible in Nigeria and also surrounding countries of Africa, so that a lot of young people, a lot of students can learn this type of a skill to scale up their businesses, to market their products not only in Nigeria but also in front of the international markets. So thank you very much, Amos, for providing me this opportunity. Feel free to have to ask any sort of a question, and this is all from my side.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much, Aslan. At this stage, I want us to switch into a segment where I want the youth ambassadors. I will seek the indulgence of the executive secretary of ZIDA. I think ZIDA is still ZIDA. We will actually want to meet the executive secretary of ZIDA, and I want to take this opportunity. I want to get Mr. Peter Oluka, that's editor-in-chief or editor tech economy, to join me in this session. We're expecting one other anchor. I understand she's having some emergencies to handle in school and all that. There's a daughter of mine who is rounding up her PhD at the University of Johannesburg in South Africa, and is wrapping up a lot of things to switch over to Harvard. And I'm wondering why some young people, especially women, like book a lot now. This was a daughter I thought doesn't want to read a lot, but she's doing so much bookish things now. She's PhD. She wants to switch over to the Harvard Medical School, and I'll just say good luck to all of them. Okay. So at this stage, I want Mr. Peter Oluka to join me in this segment. I want to also invite Mr. Bilyaminu Guzman Ibrahim, and from Zamfara. Zamfara, actually one impression I have about Zamfara is that they can be very loyal and very good people, especially in leadership. I remember some 2 years ago, after the pandemic, some of these programs was organized, national project for campus students. And I remember sending those invitations across, and the executive governor of the state That was the former governor, Matawale, yeah, at the time. He had to send his essay. Then Honorable Sambura to me, and that Zamfara State wants to participate in that event fully. And as a governor, he actually wrote a public notice to all the secondary schools, all the tertiary institutions in the state. He made it a public information that they should close the school for 2 days. Maybe, and they should all join the national campus innovation that was put together. And I remember registering over 1,000 students alone in that webinar from Zamfara State alone, followed by Bauchi. So I thank Zamfara State once again and believe that the ongoing government there will also seek to do these things for the youth of that state. So you're welcome,
Mr. Amos. Absolutely.
Mr. William, this is actually my message, and it's in thanks to the state government. They do the right thing, I will say it. When they don't, I will also say it. And that's my business here. Okay, at this stage, I want to actually meet with some WSA youth ambassadors, particularly the head of house. I want to meet with the secretary, Al-Bashir. Al-Bashir is from Yobe, Borno State, yes. I want to meet, where's Lamba? Lamba from Kaduna. Do I have Cross River? Please, as I mentioned, just unmute yourself. And in Esther again, unmute yourself. We have Amos Moses. We have Amos Moses. And please let me also invite everyone to join me in this segment. So I'm trying to see how we can wrap up with this segment. The rest of us, Justin, who is also here, is also an innovator. Unmute yourself, please. So all these innovators, we want us to bombard, mind my language, bombard. When I say bombard a government person, because we have a government person here, we want to be able to see what questions do we have that we want to ask a government personality in a manner that your goal and the effort of parents as the UN ambassador is tech scouting. Tech scouting means you need to be able to incubate any innovator around you, so that Nigeria as one country and collectively seek to have any innovation. And on the general platform of the World Summit Awards, we can actually position all these innovations on the global stage, and then we begin to see how the world can rate our innovations. I do not have much time, but I'm taking you to the website of the World Summit Awards so that I can show you the history since 2009, what Nigerian innovators have participated and they have been able to do. And you all be happy that Nigerians are there and they're doing well. But is Nigeria there to encourage these people? Or is Nigeria there to even identify with what they are doing? To promote what they are doing? Zamfara innovator actually won on the last World Summit Award and was celebrated last year in Mexico. Mahmoud is actually the innovator for Zamfara Tracker, an open government and citizens engagement product that won at the World Summit. I'm sure it was supposed to be in this event for timing, but then
Fawzuddin.
Yes, it was actually celebrated in Mexico. My concern is Zamfara state government even minding that Fawzuddin succeed? What are they doing to help the poor man, the poor boy, the poor startup? He won't have to come to government to beg for money. He will probably share you the innovative and the initiative that he has, and you are to encourage him, promote him with open heart. Because what the young man is doing in Zamfara is to trace and bring out all issues of transparency so that you can be competitive as a government. So it is actually your work that those things are doing, is being done. So today, I want some of us to, okay, I have Abdullah Abubakar here, the ambassador for Zamfara. I have Daniel Adeyemi, I have Chinelo Ebenezer, and please unmute yourself. Let's ask our government personality from Zamfara.
And from the point of view of Justina Omenihu, before I take the message from Taiwo Adekule, let me introduce the message of Taiwo Adekule. Taiwo Adekule is actually of the faculty in Nile University, Abuja. Perhaps he will say more about himself because he also has a bit of programmers and Programmers Foundation beneficiary program, so that we can be looking at him as an educator, someone in the educational system. It is bothered about young people that these universities teach. What are we teaching these young people? What are they going to do by the end of the day when they graduate? What Innovation Birthday I tend to give is that every course of study and every student of every course of study needs to go back to the content of their courses. We want them to be able to leverage on the advancements of technology of artificial intelligence and make better sense out of the content of psychology, out of the content of sociology, out of the content of zoology, botany, engineering, so that by the time you are out, you are a student who is passing out of school to own a degree, and you, within yourself, have potential to create digital services and digital products based on the content of your profession. So how would you say your course is bad? For 4 years, 5 years, there is no course that is not prosperous. Every course of study is relevant in nation building. So I will not want to leave botany. I say I want to go to a bank. If you go to botany, if you go to leave botany to go to bank, who develops botany for the rest of us, for the rest of other people? So this is the wrong thing, and we try to see we can use this network to deliver across the entire country. And the platforms and all that are being built, and we're going to share this as we speak. So please, let me actually hear from Mr. Adekule Taiwo from Nile University. As a faculty person, what is it that is what do you do, and what do you think young people can benefit more, even far more than just passing out to a degree? And what is your background, sir?
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Adekule Taiwo. I can say I am a product of Programmers beneficiary. As far back as 2009. Wow. It's been a long, long time, sir. 2009. I joined the Innovation Hub then as a student. We mobilized ourselves. We came to Lagos for the conference. I think it was a conference or a seminar then. We attended, and you know, since then, in fact, on the platform today, I'm also happy that I'm seeing Mr. Jide Awe. That's our big, you know, you know, the thing is this: when it comes to innovation, I want to sincerely appreciate. Mr. Amos for his good work, for believing, more especially on the youth, because the trend is changing. We came into the limelight of ICT when there was nothing then, you know. But today, the drive is changing. The narrative has changed, and so now for us in Nile University, we have Faculty of Computing that has about 6 different courses. We have Faculty of Engineering that also have different departments. So for us as faculty, or for us as an institution, this is a very good and welcome development. I personally have benefit from this, and for us, the narrative has changed. ICT has taken over, whether we like it or not. ICT is driving the economy. ICT is driving everything in whatever we do. In fact, as we speak now, a lot of people will lose job. A lot of people will lose, and a lot of people will gain the job. Who are the people that will gain the job? They are the people that are trained, and they can say they follow the trend of the innovation. So for me, it's a good thing for me to work, for me to be on board. I am with computer engineering department in Nine University, and we are doing a whole lot of things. I can tell you, by the grace of God, with this development, and I believe we're going to push it through and see, let's see what we can do so that our students will benefit from this. Not just only our students, even here in Abuja, we'll see how we can also collaborate with other institutions, and let's see how this can, really go down the youth, because this is what we need at this time. This is what we need. Just like before this program, I had a conversation with Mr. Amos, and it was very, very interesting conversation. So for me, it's a good thing connecting with you once again and connecting with the youth across board. For me, I can say it's something that is a good thing, more especially for us, not just for us as as an institution, but for us even as youth. And I'm happy to even hear, not just to see, to even hear people from the far north, from Maduguri, from Gombe, from Jigawa and all that. Because way back then in Lagos, we used to think Lagos is the hub. Up to now, Lagos is still the hub of ICT. But at least the message is spreading across. The message is spreading across. I'm happy to be part of this. We will try and push it. We'll see what we can do. Most especially, these days, it's not just about graduating as I'm a graduate. As a graduate, what can you do technology-wise? Because technology is taking your job. I think about 2 or 3 years ago, here in Abuja, I saw an ATM that can dispense and can accept cash. So there's no need for a cashier. And that's why if you go into the banking, you discover that there are a lot of staffs, they can lay off staffs. Look at what we are doing today. Everybody is connected worldwide. We are seeing ourselves. There's no need. COVID brought this in, and today there's nothing we can do about it. It's innovation. Somebody is somewhere there thinking, making life better, because innovation is making life better. Making life better. And for us as an institution that we have a teeming population at our hand, we'll try and see what we can do, more especially for these two different faculties. Faculty of Computing that has different courses under them, then Faculty of Engineering that also have different departments under them. So I'm happy to connect with you, sir, and with the other youth, other ambassadors across the nation. I'm happy to be part of you guys. I promise I will be part of this, and with other senior faculty colleagues, we'll see what we can do. Thank you very much, sir. I can see I am an alumni of Programmers Innovation Hub way back 2009, 2010. So thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
I'm a testimony.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. In fact, I can't do all of this enough. There's still more, but then Honorable Biliamu Gozo Ibrahim, please just take your time, pay attention. More people will speak, and you can now help them with a closing. We can actually help them with a closure response, so that I don't need to bug you too much. Just for you to hear the hearts of a lot of people. Please let me take our editor.
It's all right, Mr. Amos.
Yes.
It's all right, Mr. Amos. I've been here right from beginning, and I will be here when they have all their questions and bombardment like you.
Yeah, bombardment. That's correct. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much.
All right.
Let me hear from Tech Economy editor, Peter Oluka.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Peter Oluka from Tech Economy. Good afternoon, Mr. Amos. Good afternoon, everyone who is on this call. I want to appreciate you for this great privilege to be on this platform this afternoon. Programmers Foundation has done quite a lot for the young persons. myself being in the media space and based on interactions I've had with Mr. Amos, I can tell that he's passionate about this in what he's doing, despite with limited resources and other things, but he's passionate about it. And that's why for us at Tech Economy as a platform, we say that we have to go all the way with him and the team. For us, Tech Economy, first of all, it's a digital news platform. We try to tell the news in an accurate manner. We are a platform that is focused on 3 key areas based on our name, Tech Economy, focus on technology, business, and economy. And recently, we started looking at how do we cover certain areas that have not been covered. Discovered that most of the stories we read about startups or about people who are doing some things in the area of tech are those who are in the rural area, in the urban centers. But there are some young people who are doing some things in the rural areas. And we started looking at that coverage. How do we cascade our coverage to get to them? Because the truth is that our young people, some of them are winking in the dark. They are doing some things, but they need some people to handhold them to bring them to the limelight. And that's why what Mr. Amos is doing is also in line with our own editorial mission, which is to ensure that in the tech, business, and economy, no matter whatever you are, or wherever you are, or whatever you are doing, we want to bring you on board and see that you are given a voice. So I also want to extend an invitation to everyone here who is doing something in this space, no matter where you are. For instance, I did my youth service in Zamfara State, and I can tell you that during my service years, some of the narratives we have down here in the southern part of Nigeria are not very true about what's happening over there. And for us to tell stories about what young people are doing, that means that we need to do it. That is pan-Nigerian, because we are on .ng, we are ensure that what is happening anywhere in Nigeria, we have to tell the truth about it, not just telling people, stories, but telling the people the truth behind the stories. So I want to encourage every young person here who is on this call and who is also doing something not to relent. If Mr. Amos has not relented, we should not relent. We have to keep pushing. So, and we are here to give you a voice. And also on this call today, I also want to appreciate those who have been on this platform for a very long time. Someone just spoke and said, then he spoke and he said since 2009, he has been on this platform, which means he saw a kind of value, and we also have seen that value, and that's why we want to be part of what he's doing. So for us, we believe that technology is a way out for us. Look at what we are going through the nation now, the phase we are in now. I believe that young people have the opportunity to use technology to bring us out of certain things. I'll give an example. During the COVID, do what to spread our wings. So I can tell you, Programmers Foundation, what they are also doing in the stock market, how they are digitizing the stock market. They did that when people never thought is possible, but they did it. And today the benefits are there. People are benefiting from what they did. So if they have not taken that step that time, I know by now people will try to do it, and maybe they will not. Maybe it will keep lagging behind. So there are certain sectors of the economy. Today, we're talking about food insecurity in the land. How can technology help us? We're talking about education. How can e-learning platform? We need to have that e-learning platforms that will help us. We're talking about health. Oh, our doctors are traveling abroad. Okay, how do we now turn it to brain gain instead of brain drain to a brain gain? How do we talk about telemedicine? So that some of them will begin to, help us to teach our own, to attend to our own people. So these are areas that we believe that we should be able to look into. And as we innovate, just know that there's a voice out there that is waiting to help you to prepare and to link you in terms of telling your stories before the investors and the tech community. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm grateful, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Peter Oluka. Always a pleasure. And Mr. Oluka on this editorial has an annual event that our World Summit Award winners always will go there to showcase what they've done, what they're doing. And it was always a thing of joy. So you can imagine, bring everybody across the country for us to be in a room in a conference, and I can get all my innovators to speak from whatever corner of every part of the country. And that is a benefit from the tech economy. And let me take another World Summit. Oh, our Honorable Abubakar. I want to be sure okay, I think his network is out. But at any rate, let's just take a message from another youth ambassador. I mentioned quite a lot of people the last time. And please, if you want to speak, you can just raise up your hand, please. This is the last lap, the last session. Please just share what you have to say as a WSA youth ambassador. Don't want to overflog the head of house. Sorry.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. I couldn't hear your last statement. The network.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now? Oh, sorry. I said I want the youth ambassadors. Any one of you to raise your hand to speak next. In no special order. Let's just have this so that we can try wrap up. Now I still have my big brother here with fireflies in the house. Mr. Bolu, okay, Mr. Abdullahi Abubakar. Mr. Abdullahi Abubakar.
Yes, sir.
Please, can you give your message? Can you give your message? And then the rep of the executive secretary is out.
We thank you, the representative of the executive secretary. Thank you once again for attending the conference.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
That's okay. That's okay. Thank you very much. Okay. One other message. Oyedamola, please. Let me hear from you. Oshinobi Oyedamola, what state? About, are you in touch with everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Are you in touch with everyone? Oyedamola, I need a voice or someone else to speak or conduct this session. Okay, in the house I have Olubenga Shitu. Olubenga Shitu. Hello? Olubenga Shitu.
Yes, sir.
Now, you are a beneficiary of the Smart Cities Virtual and Connected project. Are you a fellow of that program? You were not there when we received Professor Amjad and the rest of them from OCAM earlier in the program. And they had a very interesting talks and presentation here. As a beneficiary of that program, what would you say? Let's hear from you. Introduce yourself, please.
Okay, thank you, everybody. I'm Shitu Joseph Olubinga. Well, I would say that
please,
was...
what do you do? And please, what do you do? Have you joined government now?
I'm not joined the government. Currently, I act as the CTO of Quick Transfer. I have quite a few projects I'm actually working on. an entrepreneur, software developer, and all that. So what I would say was being part of that smart city program was something very, very interesting because we learned a lot, especially from Professor Hamjad. We interacted with his software, you know. In fact, we had good exposure. And I want to say that to everybody that are part of this, that Mr. Amos has actually been doing this for quite a while. It is his passion to keep doing this. I remember when we started something like TechPia BPO or something in those days. So it has actually been, like a gradual step, you know. We've been moving from one step to the other. I can't remember the year that TechPia BPO was, but I know it should be like maybe about like 15 years ago, or like, I know it's more than 10 years ago though. But then look at it has actually, you know, graduated into innovation beds and all this. So I want to say, sir, I appreciate your tenacity, you know, because that's the truth. I have actually been part of this story from the very beginning. I've seen how, you know, everything has played out, each step at a time, each step at a time, each step at a time. And that actually shows the entrepreneurial spirit in you. And that is what I want every one of us here to actually take home today. It's not going to be rosy all the time. But we should understand the fact that if we keep pushing without giving up, you see, nothing can stop us. And that's what I have been, you know, that is me in totality. I don't easily give up. I keep pushing things. I keep pushing things until I have results. I'm result oriented, right? If I do it one way the first time and it doesn't work, I will change. I'll do it another way, you know, try another way until I get it all done. This has been, you know, this is reflecting in all areas of my life. And being part of Smart City actually, you know, brought that out as, you know, it kind of enhanced, you know, that part of me, you know, to giving the best. I remember we play with Professor Hamjad tools, we'll be given tasks to do, we'll log into the platform to work on it and the likes. So I would say that was a life-changing, you know, program that I participated in. Thank you, everybody.
So thank you so much, Shitu. I can't say more. I would like at this juncture for our honorable
Mr. Amos, so sorry, I had a problem with network, but I think I'm back now.
I think at this point, please, you can just cover up, just share with us generally what you have heard. Let me just give you an overview. We started this event by getting the strong support from the president of OCAM. OCAM and their projects, I'm sure you're going to get a lot of information much later. I'm going to share a lot of very participants. And OCAM is actually holding a conference in New York, and every year he runs the Info Poverty. OCAM is actually that agency of the UN that documents digital communication, and he has run that. And there's a documentary of all this in the last 23 years. So this year, OCAM is actually hosting the 23rd edition of the Info Poverty World Conference. The Honorable Minister, His Excellency Dr. Bosun Tijani, I've actually been able to facilitate his invitation. Last year it was same. I also facilitated the participation of Professor Issa Pansami. And I think in the process of all of that, it culminated into, if you remember, that Professor Pansami actually became the chair of the UN, WICIT chair last year. All this I do because of the love for my country. I do and defend the position for Nigeria to participate at these things at the UN, and I don't need to know them. I don't need to know a government personality. And that's exactly what we've just done. And we actually experienced that even architect Pier Paolo Saporito sent in a message that I started this event with. And even later, he still participated. It's just to show you his love. He has still to join us from Milan and all of that. And even the prof himself, like a beneficiary actually spoke about him here. During the pandemic, we ran a major program for youth across 10 states in the country within the pandemic year. You know, and within the 10 states, this prof was there for how many weeks? Almost a 12-week long period. And we prepared these young people on the elements of smart city innovation so that these young people should be able to have their government leaders. So I can say that this ecosystem has leadership, has youth leadership that has good and strong knowledge that can actually educate leaders, people who actually have the stake to be able to go about innovation and digital economy. Digital economy is not by word of mouth. Digital economy is what you and I have to bend down and participate and innovate in. So we cannot actually say, I love the US, I love the skyscrapers, and we are going to sit down here and those things are going to rise up. We here have to innovate and give ourselves all that we desire. Please, at this juncture, I may want you to just react and give us a word of encouragement or what you think these innovators will do. Because as we speak now, I have a youth ambassador for Zamfara. So Annie has to run a chapter of the World Summit Award Nigeria in Zamfara. And we need government support to do its job. And we need positive, at least we want to sustain the fact that Zamfara is winning, and we need to see more innovation coming from Zamfara. It was great joy to me in 2013 when I had to travel with a sitting governor of, I think, Osun State, particularly. I don't know how many people here who is actually, please just hands up if you are the World Summit expert for Osun State, because I know in Osun we have more than 2 or 3 of World Summit ambassadors in the state. But the sitting governor actually, we went to Sri Lanka, and in Sri Lanka, a governor who is so proud of innovation was there to defend his own state's innovation. And the award that he won, a product that was called Opoimo, Tablet of Knowledge, one for Nigeria, and it was the best in education category. And this was a global award. Even though later the messed it up and turned into political issues and monetary issues, all my best have faced innovation, and we have done that, and we got the glory for Nigeria, and that was justice. So we want to speak for innovation. In the table of this, if I want to be able to rate a governor, how many innovators has the governor created in the state? I have a diagram somewhere that I can share with you. We want to see, when you call me a state, the government, how many innovators has that state promoted? So, Honorable Sir, how could you want to just intervene? With my media person here as Peter Oluka, this was his role to help ask those questions because me, I don't know how to ask. Thank you so much, sir.
Mr. Amos Emmanuel, thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity. I really have to say that from all I've had and from all that had been said about you, I have no doubt that you are the man that they said you are. And I really have to appreciate you for all that you have been doing, you know, in this time and this era. Coming from the state, like I stated in my introduction, I am here to represent the executive secretary of Zamfara Information Technology Development Agency, which is an agency owned by the Zamfara state government, which came to be in the year 2019. So it's still a baby agency, which is to serve as a clearinghouse programs. But of recent, what we have done, because we have a new ES who is barely 3 to 4 weeks in office. He's a PhD holder in data analytics and emerging technologies. Unavoidably absent though, due to the fact that he has to attend to another engagement in the United Kingdom. But I am here on his behalf to listen, learn, unlearn and relearn from the expertise of this conference. And believe you me, I think I logged in 30 minutes earlier to the time, because I am a person that I don't like to actually keep people waiting. And when you say it's 2, I have to be there at least 15 or 10 minutes before. And I've been patiently waiting to learn from the expertise I've had from the president of Ocam, his statement. I've heard from the other man from the US, HU at Dubai, and a lot of great minds, both abroad and here. As part of government, what we're doing right now is, formulating documents that will aid us in actually foreseeing the ICT sector groom in the state. When we came on board, we realized that we don't even have an ICT policy document for the state. We don't have a strategy document for the state, and we don't have a bill that will be passed by law, so that even when we are a different government change, whatever it is that have been put in place, the next government has no choice rather than to carry it, because it is by law. And now we have drafted our first draft and submitted to the governor. And part of the mission of the present administration is what he called the rescue mission. And we at ZIGDA, we formulate it to be digital rescue mission. Cardinal on 4 things: developmental regulation, literacy skills, and education in the ICT sector, e-governance, and human capital development, even though you can put it with ICT skills. Now, from the part of government, we can only do much when we have a handshake with the private sector. Because government, if you look at it, they are policy makers and implementers of the policy. So, but what we want to do is try to harness the young mind, the digital natives that we have from the states and the neighboring states, northwest entirely. It doesn't have to be. If we have potentials even outside the state that we can tap from, we are ready to actually partner with them to actually get the best out of what we intend to deliver. The executive secretary would have loved to be here, and I would have loved him to be here, because he will definitely carry out all that have been said here to the table of the governor. And I'm going to brief him as soon as we're done with this meeting of all that have been said and all that have been done. I've just sent you a message. I would like to have your contact. Abdullahi Abubakar, who is the ambassador from Zamfara State, have really done a lot. He had a meeting with the executive secretary, emphasizing on the fact that Zamfara Information Technology Development Agency has to be at this conference, and we're here. And one thing I have to add is we are restructuring ZIGDA to actually be Zamfara Innovation Technology and Digital Economy Development Agency, ZDADA. That's what we are working on, because ICT sector, like Mr. Agu has stated earlier, it is a sector that evolves by second. Because if you look at the trending emerging technologies now, we're talking about AI, virtual reality, blockchain technology, Internet of Things, machine learning, and we don't even know what will come, because we're transitioning from Web 2 to Web 3. The Elon Musk are talking about Web 5 already. But in Nigeria, how are we going to address the digital divide, especially in the girl child's education? That's why Zamfara is doing its very best to make sure our young girls participate in the Girls in ICT competition, which the Ministry of Innovation and Communication and Digital Economy is actually organizing in March or April, by say. So we're doing everything we could to actually have a share of what this sector has to do. And I believe the WSA Programmer Foundation can be our partner in making sure that at least ICT sector has its stand in the state. Zamfara is still a baby state. And if you look at the statistics, it's still behind, maybe due to negligence or lack of proper insight or leadership. But we have a vibrant administrator right now who is willing to change the narrative and he is so keen in seeing that this sector is given all it takes. Because if you look at education, we have a challenge. That's why the governor declared a state of emergency on education. When it comes to healthcare, there's a state emergency on healthcare. Security, I don't even have to emphasize. It is one of the bedeviling states right now with banditry and the likes of it. And it's affecting our rural areas. But with technology, we believe that we can actually change the narrative. We can address this problem from the state. Just of recent, the governor declared and established a community protection guard. It is more like a state police, so that the issue of security, whatever you're going to do, we want to actually fill in the gap, those access gaps that we have in the local areas, in the rural areas, where you don't even have connectivity. How do we address it? That's why in the Council of ICT, which was held 2 weeks back in Kano, we were there. We went with 7 memorandums to the council, and luckily all of them were approved. And by so doing, we believe that things can change in the betterment of this. I wish we have so much time, but I will leave it at this, and I will really carry out the conversation with Mr. Amos Emmanuel further, so that we'll make sure we bring you to Zamfara to meet with the governor. I assure you that.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much.
Because we believe
I'm
you have a lot to share with us.
We still have more. We still have more for you. Let me take Justina Omenihu. Justina Omenihu, let's meet you, and please, what words do you have for government? She's also an innovator.
Yeah.
Wonderful. We're here for her.
Good evening, everyone. Please, am I audible?
Very well, very well.
Yeah, loud and clear. Loud and clear.
Wow. It's always an honor to this kind of conversations with WSA. I remember last year when I had the first encounter with WSA, and I was nominated and all that. And today I'll be sharing briefly on encouraging and inspiring fellow innovators, and also seeking the indulgence of the stakeholders in the House to help in any way that they can to ensure that we are able to move forward and better and faster. I'll start with a very popular quote on innovation. It says, "Innovate for better." And that has, spoken a lot about my personal work. My encounter with technology began like half decade ago. I'm barely 5 years plus in it. And one of the things that I have seen that helped me grow has been with volunteerism and just seeking to do good, seeking to do better. And this had me engaging in a lot of hackathons during the peak of COVID-19, when everybody was under hide and seek, taking cover for COVID-19. So I got glued to my phone. I got involved with several hackathons. NEET, that was the very first one. Hack for Africa was another one. So for innovators, I think one of the things that will inspire better at our craft, and also not minding what it is that government does, is actually the why for the things that we do. When our why is strong, then we can surmount any challenge that could come our way. Because I must tell you, during COVID-19, morale was low, okay? There was no income because, shops and businesses were on lockdown. But being a techie had its, high for me, because even though businesses were out there in their homes, we had a solution that they could use to come up online to work. And that is how we were able to thrive during that time. And like I said, NIDA came up with a hackathon called I think Future Hack. It was Future Hack in 2020. And I remember they came to Port Harcourt. It was as if COVID-19 was waiting. The moment they left, everywhere was on lockdown. So that was the very first hack we did on cybersecurity. And we went on to do many other hackathons. We did with Facebook on Facebook.ai, on their messaging app, helping people to actually message. And there with Facebook, we developed what we call the iFarm. I and my team worked on it. And we also worked on, flattening the curve of COVID-19. That was on MIT
hackathon, and then Africa versus Virus hackathon. Okay. So these hackathons actually paved the way for me because I was coming into tech and then the lockdown happened. And of course, I embrace whatever opportunity I can embrace to get better. And that's another thing that we innovators can take away from this. In the face of challenges, there are opportunities. What are those opportunities? Look for them. They are there glaring at you, but it depends on what you're looking at. If you're looking at the challenges, you won't see the solutions to those challenges. So it was actually at the peak of COVID-19 that I can say my breakthrough came in tech. And so far, we've been able to do a little bit in our own little corner. Technology should be utilized in your space so that you are recognized and then the outside can hear you. The world is watching you and God is also watching, even though it seems you're not visible, but your work will definitely speak for you. It will definitely show forth. And in the little time that we've been able to work, we've also gotten some little bit of recognition, both locally and internationally. So the word I will leave with you was the word that Mark Zuckerberg gave during the launch of Facebook. He said that the world lies peacefully in the palm of an innovative technocrat. I don't know how peacefully we align with Facebook in our hands, but then what you take away from that is, are you a technocrat? Are you innovative? Make the world peaceful with your crafts. Let your tech make the world better. If it can make the world better, trust me, the money will come. The world will hear you. It's only a matter of time. But in the meantime, work hard at your crafts. It can definitely get better. And yes, you can, no matter what the climate is in Nigeria.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. That was some good wordings for our honorable, so that I can use it to impact his immediate environment and the community in Zamfara. Thank you so very much. And please, may I know if Mr. Isaac Udotong, do you have a message for fireflies in Zamfara State Government?
I'm still here, sir.
Yeah, do you have a message for fireflies, about fireflies in Zamfara State Government? You are talking to the #1 person there, sir.
Yes, thank you so much. I listened to the innovative message from the Zamfara State. It's really awesome. Yes, Fireflies is highly interested to collaborate with your state and provide the state of the art in AI that would help to transform what the innovative ministry is doing and also what the state government wants to do. It's very exciting. It looks like Zamfara State is taking the bull by the horn to want to lead Nigeria.
I strongly believe that. Sorry to chip in there.
Yes.
Before you continue, sir, what the point I'm trying to make here is like when it comes to the area of security, we really need the service of fireflies in how to curtail these menace, because this is one of the key priorities of the governor. So if you have what it takes, you are highly welcome, and I believe Mr. Amos will share details on how we can collaborate on that. Sorry, continue.
Okay. Thank you so much. That's what AI is all about. That is what Firefly is all about. To go into a challenging area. Like an example is the COVID. COVID was very highly challenging because it just caught everybody unawares, and all of a sudden it became everybody had to suspend every other thing to tackle it. Otherwise, humanity could be wiped out. So also the security challenges that we face in Nigeria, it is very important because we can't go unless we tackle it, and that's where Firefly comes in by way of providing the information, collaborating with information, because all has to do with information. People holding meetings and then arriving at conclusion. What do we do? We need to do next. You see, when information falls through the cracks, there's nothing you can do. You can hold so many meetings, but if you are not able to digest, get the summary, get the important information, and be able to integrate with all other information at the action plans, you cannot do anything. That's where Fireflies really comes in. All the discussions, all the collaborations, all the meetings that are being held, Fireflies would digest them, provide insight on each and every one of them, and bring out the action items that need to be taken at each time in order to be able to solve the problem. Yes, a number of states here and elsewhere, even in the United Kingdom, have been able to an agent to be able to provide information, action items on all manner of activities that has to do with governance. So yes, Fireflies agency, we want to
Please.
that and even the United States government, I have to make this announcement right here, have come up with this product was used in managing COVID. This product was used by the royal family, and many Cambridge, Oxford have successfully deployed this product in many agencies. So recently we got an information that the United States government would want to even provide assistance on government-owned institutions, universities owned by the government that would want to do more research on AI. If they sign up with Fireflies, they could be able to access a grant up to $1 million to do more research on artificial intelligence and how it can be deployed to solve problems, mainly in Africa. So I'm just making this announcement that if you get the state government to sign on to this and get state institutions like university, owned by the state government to sign on to this, yes, there's a possibility of being able to access such a grant on being able to do further research on AI. I'm able to provide you with information on that. So thank you so much, and I throw Mr. Amos.
Thank you.
Able to connect with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sure more people will want to have one or two words. Oh, sorry, please, Mr. Taiwo, if I come to Nile University, I know Nile University will have something for Zamfara, but let me please take on Demi Balogona from Rivers State. Demi, she's actually been very passionate about what we do, and I want to see whether she has any message, if she has any question for a government personality, because they're very important, but at the same time, I would like
to hear from the ambassador from Zamfara, because he knows quite well what is bedeviling Zamfara at the end of the
No, please, Oga, honorable, don't be selfish now. We are taking to other states too. Thank you so much.
Hello?
Please, Demi, no, hold on, Abdullah, please. Is Demi Val there?
Hello, sir.
Oh, sorry, it is Abdullah.
Yes, I'm here.
Please, can you just say a word? We're just trying to wrap up, please. Just say a word. Do you have any message?
So my message is just to thank the representative of the executive secretary for attending the conference.
Oh,
thank you very much, Excellency, sir.
No problem. But then, who else has a message? Who else has a? Okay, now we want to actually have some closing remarks. Please let me hear from Taiwo Adekunle, Nile University. And please, my message to Mr. Tunji Adeshino is that I want to see him. I want to see him, and I'm happy to actually connect with Nile University with such human capacity in that place yourself, and that prof. The man is a prof, but I know where we've come from. So I would like to actually connect back with him. Please, your last and closing message, please, Mr. Taiwo Adekunle.
My interest is on the AI collaboration.
Excellent.
Please, I also want to see how it in terms of AI, because as an institution, we train on AI. We have master degree. We have students who are doing master degree program. We have students who are doing PhD in computer engineering in different faculties. And, you know, like you said, Mr. Amos, everything is now AI driven. So I want to see how we can also collaborate and see how we can also benefit from the grant.
Okay,
that's my area of interest.
Very well. Like I can assure you, Firefly is partly Nigerian product, and in fact, Mr. Isaac Udotong here can confirm to you that the team behind the development of Fireflies and the promotion and development, further improvement of Fireflies, a team of programmers are in Nigeria. Please, Mr. Isaac Udotong, can you speak to that? Hello, Mr. Udotong, are you there? Can you speak to that?
I think there's a problem with his network,
okay.
But he's
okay.
available.
But then just to assure you,
yeah, he's back. He's back.
Yeah, I was just trying to share with Nile University that the team of the development of that product called Fireflies that the whole world is using. We have a team of developers that promote and improve this project, and they are based in Lagos, Nigeria. If you can speak a bit to that.
Yes, this is very trust. You know, Firefly's origin is from Nigeria. I can confirm that. As at now, there are at least 15 engineers, software engineers, developers that are working for Firefly from Lagos, Nigeria. And most of the testing has also been done on Nigeria accents, Nigeria languages, and eventually Fireflies will be deployed in every Nigerian language: Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo, Efik, whatever language it is. So it is actually a product that has a lot of potential and will be able to create a lot of jobs for Nigeria, because there is no language where conversation is not being held. There is no day where meetings are not being held in local languages. So Fireflies is in the position to be able to capture these languages, capture these discussions, and transcript them, provide summaries for every discussion. And like we say, it is right from Nigeria that this is being done at the moment. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So now University, I'm sure you can take it away from there. I want to hear closing messages from two more persons, just two. That would be Olufemi and then Peter Oluka. But then please let me just recognize my deputy head of house, Prince Young from Cross River State. He was a bit under weather, but I'm happy he's able to still witness this. Prince Young, can you share a bit? Head of house is smiling. So the deputy is up. Prince, are you there?
Hello, sir. Good evening, everybody. Good to be here. I'm so happy to be here, at least. To just take the crumbs. I'm so sorry I couldn't join from.
That's okay, no problem. Don't let us bug you. The videos will be available for everyone. Yes, of course, that message will be shared to you and all the contacts. Please let me now take Mr. Peter Oluka a closing remark, please. Okay, Demi is now ready. All right, I'll get back to you. Let's take a closing remark.
Okay. Thank you so much. Mr. Amos, I want to appreciate you and the team, and also want to appreciate everyone on this call. It is a call to action. It's a clarion call. We know that as a nation, we have challenges. Africa as a continent has challenges, but those challenges, we have to develop in-house technologies, in-house solutions to solve them. If we keep waiting for handouts from elsewhere, we'll keep going round and round, because no nation will solve your problems for you except you solve them yourselves. And I'm happy that some of those solutions are coming from us. Let's give them wings to fly, and let's keep innovating. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Oluka. I'm so happy to hear from you. Mr. Olufemi Olakwegba, please help me with the closure. Mr. Femi Olakwegba, please help us with the closure so that I can take the next message from Demi Val. All right, Demi Val, please give us your roundup message I wanted to hear from you, but if you are now okay to talk.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Amos. So my name is Demi Val Woma, and I am very grateful for this opportunity to speak. I have been involved in innovation and technology in the past few years, and just like the previous speaker said, I started with volunteering. And I'm really grateful to see that there are people that are still honestly interested in pushing innovation to the youths, in creating opportunities, creating projects, hackathons, and all of that on a regular basis, consistently, something that can benefit others. I'm really grateful to everyone that's here. So I have something for the government officials. I just want to pass across something from my own end. We've mentioned a lot of opportunities here. We mentioned Occam, the Dubai campus, and then Mr. Ibrahim also mentioned some things that are going on in Zamfara. The WSA platform reaches the grassroots because it's something that is located in every state. So it will be a very good opportunity to disseminate information to the youths. So whenever these projects are ongoing, whenever anything relevant in the ICT sector, a training, a boot camp, a hackathon, whatever can benefit the youth, it would be a very good idea to pass this information down the network so it can get across to everyone. And I believe that's one of the major reasons why that was created. So as we create these opportunities, let's not keep silent about them. As we endeavor to put in the efforts to make them available, let us also share them so the people that need them can get access to them. So I think that's the little thing I want to add to this meeting. Once again, I appreciate the opportunity to speak. Thank you for everyone that has spoken today. Thank you, Mr. Amos.
It's like we should not end, but I have just a minute to wrap up. Sorry, please, let me just take your final word. Zamfara State Executive Secretary, help us closure, sir.
Mr. Amos Emmanuel, thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity. And I would like to say that you really have the bag full of, intellect, full of like brains. And we would like to extend our hands for a warmly shake so that Zamfara can actually benefit from this. I believe with the advent of smartphones, the digital natives are actually ready and ripe for them to benefit from this. In Zamfara, in the capital city, we have what we call the GSM villages, like the computer villages, whereby you find these youths that some of them haven't even seen the four walls of a classroom, but they are doing amazingly well playing around with these gadgets, the computers and everything. How do we harness this potential together so that at least they can go into the nooks and crannies, not just in Zamfara, but in Nigeria as general and the world as a global stage. Thank you very much, and I wish everyone the very best for all that you have contributed, and even those that haven't said anything, be rest assured that next time you will have your own chance to say more. And this message will be carried with full potential to the decks of the executive governor, and believe you me, if all goes well, you will see us inviting you down to Zamfara, or him meeting you in Lagos or on the global stage, hopefully at the Info Poverty conference that is coming out in April. We'll really love to attend that, and we'll really love to actually learn more from that. So thank you very much, and God bless, and have a great time at the end of this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, there. Thank you so very much. That was a good wrap up. But let me just share a word that the Info Poverty World Conference in April is still open, and the participation and everything, Nigeria is ever ready, even though certain constraints about whatever may cause one not to be there, but I will always, this will be like the time if I have to, do an external movement post-COVID, but the info poverty has been online after the COVID, but this year it's an on-premise event. Even the president will be coming in from Milan to New York, and so every other person may be wanting to do that. Just as in this session, the ongoing World Summit Awards, the grand jury is currently holding. Today is the third day in India, and I'm sure by today, tomorrow, they will round up and they are going to give us the results and the winners for the global results. We may not have done well this present year, last year election. There were a lot of disturbances in the year, and the record for us to participate really was never good. But I want to assure us that with the network that we have built right now across every state, and that each of the state governments also responding to each state youth ambassador to be able to activate this or her process, which is what we call for, we should be able to sustain this, and we'll be having a major regular hackathon that should be able to promote STEAM and tech scouting for innovation across the country going forward. And one last message to our youth is that we should be very, very careful about a particular trend. Most of our youth are going online right now, do some basic certifications and print results and saying they are becoming certified. Please, these things are a very dangerous trend. I'm saying them. Many of them will pull down certificates in 2 hours and they said they are certified in cybersecurity, they are certified in data analytics, they are certified in artificial intelligence, when there are much more to do for you to be able to know what to do with these things. What is just the essence of you printing certificates and you're not getting what it means? Please, I want to direct that for everyone to say you want to go do online free certification, please get a mentor. Get a mentor that will mentor you through the processes, and as you get that free certificate, you'll be a better human being. And this is actually one thing that I want to do amongst the youth across the tertiary institutions in the country. And that is what the Innovation Bed AI plans to drop. Thank you so very much. And I'm happy being yours, Amos Emmanuel, doing this as the national expert for the World Summit Award Nigeria. Thank you, everyone. And thank you so much, everyone, every participant, and all the state dignitaries. I welcome you in our next edition. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you, Mr. Amos. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Amos.
Okay, for some of us who may want to listen to our music, we have a music from Nigeria, and I can play that for you. Let me play that music for everyone, if you care. Let's dance. That is the innovation music that we share with the world anytime we travel. And please enjoy this. Enjoy this. This music is the music theme song. So let's enjoy this. As we wrap up this event, I can assure you many people will. So when we go out,
GoDaddy can help you turn it into something real.
It's
the World Summit. It's the World Summit. It's the World Summit War. Niger. It's the World Summit. It's the World Summit. It's the World Summit War. It's the World Summit War. Oh, recognizing inventors is the World Summit War. Oh yeah, celebrating good people. Summit Award. Oh, recognizing inventors is the World Summit Award. Oh yeah, celebrating good people. Oh yeah.
Production.
Wow. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you and good night.